Hello friends, and welcome back to Kurt Berglund's Baseball World. Today we are continuing the 1970 Cubs replay using Fall Classic Baseball. And we are up to May 7th, 1970, and the start of a homestand that I think is a pretty big one for this team, and not because they're playing division opponents, in fact they aren't, but because the road trip that they just got back from was a 3-5 trip and included 4 consecutive walk-off losses. And in fact, if they hadn't swept the last 2 games in Houston of that trip, it could have been much, much worse. So that was a 3-5 trip. They're home to face the Cincinnati Reds for 4 before the Atlanta Braves come to town. Now in 1970, the Reds were an awfully good team, and they were off to a hot start. In first place at this point in the season. So the Cubs are going to have their hands full. I have not used, and part of the replay that we are doing is to test if the Cubs had acquired Milt Pappas and Joe Pepitone earlier in the season to see if that would have made a difference in the pennant race. Well, the Cubs right now are tied for first place with a record of 12 and 10. They are 2 games behind their pace in real life, or as the kids like to say, IRL. And I'm going to start, I think, using Pappas and Pepitone more than I have to this point. So we'll see if that makes a difference. The opposing pitchers today will be Milt Pappas for the homestanding Cubs against Jim McGlothlin, the right-hander for the 1970 Cincinnati Reds. So it should be an interesting game. With no further ado, let's get to today's starting lineups. Visiting Cincinnati Reds, leading off in right field, it's Pete Rose. Batting second at second base, Tommy Helms. This is actually Sparky Anderson's real starting lineup on this day. Because if we don't, heads explode all over this great land of ours. Bobby Tolan will bat third and play center field. Tony Perez will bat fourth and play third base. Johnny Bench bats fifth, he'll catch. Lee May bats sixth, he'll be at first base. Bernie Carbo bats seventh, he will be in left field. Dave Concepcion bats eighth, he'll play short, and Jim McGlothlin will bat ninth. He will do the pitching. He had 34 starts in 1970, 5 complete games, good for 211 innings of work. He was 14-11 on the 1-loss record. All right, for the homestanding Cubs, here's the lineup that I put together for today. Don Kessinger leads off at short. Glenn Beckert bats second at second base. Billy Williams bats third in left field. Ron Santo bats fourth, he'll play third. Johnny Callison bats fifth, he'll play right field. Jim Hickman bats sixth, he'll be at first base. Joe Pepitone bats seventh, he will play center field. And J.C. Martin bats eighth, he'll be behind the plate. On the mound, it's Milt Pappas. He was 10-8 in 20 starts for the Cubs in 1970. All right, so we are ready to go with some Fall Classic Baseball. Pete Rose steps in the batter's box against Milt Pappas. And there we go. All right. And the first pitch of the game to Charlie Hustle. And there's a base hit for Rose, and goes to left field, and we are underway at Wrigley. Tommy Helms comes to the plate. Renowned, of course, in his day as a hit-and-run man. Pappas the stretch, the delivery to Helms. Oh, we didn't check what kind of stuff Milt Pappas has. He has C stuff. And Jim McGlothlin has B stuff. All right, in a 56, hey, struck him out on the broccoli cauliflower medley. Yes. One out, one on now for Bobby Tolan, who in some ways, I think you could make a pretty good case, was the most important player on this team. Awfully important to their lineup. All right, here is Tolan. Pappas the stretch, and the delivery to Bobby is hit in the air to center field. Joe Pepitone is there, and he's going to make the catch for out number 2. Now it's Perez. Pappas the stretch, and the delivery to Tony Perez, and there's a base hit. Goes to center field. Stopping at second is Rose. 2 on now with 2 outs for Bench. Not a promising beginning for Mr. Pappas. All right. Pappas the stretch, the delivery to Bench. And there is a ground ball to Jim Hickman. He's going to take it to the bag himself, and that's going to retire the side in inning number 1. So the Reds threaten in the first, but they don't score. And we go to the bottom of the first. Scoreless at Wrigley. So McGlothlin will face Kessinger, Beckert, and Williams in inning number 1. The pitch from Jim to the Cubs shortstop. Hey, struck him out, and McGlothlin with the broccoli cauliflower medley himself with a little nacho cheese. Gas. Beckert with a base hit. This one goes to right field, and Pete Rose throws it back in. 1 out, 1 on for the Cubs in the first. Billy Williams. The problem for the Cubs has been the very inconsistent bullpen, and so we'll see if that gets itself straightened out on this homestand. McGlothlin the stretch, and the pitch to the sweet swinger. And this is a ground ball to Tommy Helms. And Helms does not have a play at second. So he's going to make the play to Billy Williams on Billy Williams at first by throwing to Lee May, and that will retire Billy Williams as Beckert moves to second. And now Santo. McGlothlin the stretch, the delivery to Santo. There's a base hit, and this is going to be extra bases. Santo hits it to right field and deep. It's going to get off the wall. Rose has to run it down. Scoring is Beckert. Around first, cruising into second is Ron Santo with a 2-out double, and it's a 1-0 Cub lead as Beckert crosses the plate with no difficulty. Here's Callison. The stretch from McGlothlin. The pitch to Johnny Callison is grounded to Dave Concepcion. He's up with it and throws to Lee May to retire the side, but the Cubs get on the board with a run on 2 hits and lead after an inning of play. The Reds' second will be May, Carbo, and Concepcion. Pappas kicks and deals. Base hit for May to right. Drops in front of Callison, and the Reds have a leadoff runner. Third hit allowed by Milt Pappas in this ball game. Carbo comes to the plate. Pappas the stretch to the delivery to Bernie, and this is trouble. It's to right and deep. Back goes Callison to the wall. Gone. A 2-run bomb for Carbo, and it's 2-1 Reds. Just like that, the big red machine, the young red machine, gets on the board and takes the lead. Concepcion up now. Pappas winds and delivers. Hit in the air to right. This is Callison toward the line. He's going to make the catch for out number 1 in the second. Jim McGlothlin comes to the plate. Pappas kicks and deals to the pitcher. Ground ball, Kessinger dons up with it and throws to Hickman for out number 2. And here's Pete Rose. 1 for 1 for Pete. Pappas winds and deals. Base hit for Rose. He had 316 in 1970, and he's got 2 hits today. Helms comes to the plate with 2 outs and Rose at first. 2-1 Reds. We're in the top of the second. The pitch from Pappas. Base hit for Helms. Goes to left field. Stopping at second is Rose. 2 on now with 2 outs for the Reds, and here comes Tolan. Pappas the stretch, the delivery. Hey, strikes out Tolan on a bender. That's strikeout number 2 for Milt, and that will close out the Reds' second, but they get 2 on 4 hits and leave 2. After an inning and a half, your score, Cincinnati 2 and the Cubs 1. In the first game of a homestand, after a rather grueling 8-game road trip. Hickman, Pepitone, and Martin coming up 6, 7, 8 for the Cubs in the second. McGlothlin winds and deals. That's ball 4 to Hickman. He trots down to first, and here comes Pepitone, left-handed batter. McGlothlin the stretch, the delivery to Pepitone is hit on the ground to Concepcion. Davey, who's still in the Navy and probably will be for life, flips to Helms for 1, and the relay to Lee May is in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing 6-4-3 double play turned by the Reds. And that'll bring up J.C. Martin. Pappas would be next. The pitch to J.C. Ground ball, Lee May. He's going to take it himself, and that's going to retire the Cubs in inning number 2. We go to the third with the score. Cincinnati 2, Chicago 1. And the Reds have more lumber coming up in the third. Perez, Bench, and May. You can see what Sparky was trying to do with his lineup. Load people on base early and then hit them with the thunder. Perez will lead off. 1 for 1 for Tony. The pitch from Pappas. Base hit for Tony Perez to left field. It drops in front of Williams, and the Reds have another leadoff batter on. Here's Bench. Cub infield playing for 2. Bench is 0 for 1. The pitch to Bench. Comebacker. Hit to Pappas. He turns and throws to Kessinger for 1. The relay to Hickman is not in time. Bench beats the rap at first. Perez is retired 1-6 on the fielder's choice, and that'll bring up May. Pappas's weak arm prevented a double play on that one. May 1 for 1. Pappas the stretch and the pitch to Lee May. Base hit to left. Bench is going to try and go to third right in front of Billy Williams. No, he's not. He's going to slam on the brakes and hold at second. All right, so here's Carbo with 2 on and 1 out now. Pappas having all sorts of trouble, and that's going to get the Cubs bullpen going. Joe Decker is going to start to throw for Chicago. Right-hander, 23-year-old right-hander. All right, so Pappas the stretch, checks the base runners. It's Bench at second, May at first. The pitch home. Line drive at Johnny Callison. He's going to make a sliding catch, and the runners have to hold. 2 down now, and Concepcion comes to the plate. 0 for 1 for Davey. McGlothlin would be next. The pitch. Ground ball. Don Kessinger, he gloves it, goes the short way to Beckert at second, and that's going to retire the Reds. So again, they threaten but don't score. The Reds have left 6 on base in the first 3 innings. After 2.5, it's Cincinnati 2 and Chicago 1. Pappas will lead off the Cub third and be followed by Kessinger and then Beckert. The pitch to Milt. Hey, struck him out. McGlothlin humped up on that fastball. 2 strikeouts so far for Jim, and here's Kessinger. The pitch to Don. Hit in the air to right. This is Rose coming in a few steps, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Glenn Beckert is up with 2 outs and nobody aboard. McGlothlin winds and deals. Base hit for Beckert to right field. 2-out single for Glenn. Here comes Williams. A long one would be nice right about now. McGlothlin the stretch. The pitch to Williams. And there's a base hit. This is going to be trouble. Going to get into the right center field gap. And Beckert is going to be waived. The throw is going to be cut off at the mound by Lee May. Beckert scores a run-scoring double for Billy Williams. And Santo comes to the plate. 2-2 ball game, ballet time. McGlothlin the stretch and the delivery. 54 chart, where are you? All right, here we go with our 54 chart. And men on base, Wilder. Men on base, Wilder. Framing the pitch. Refer to the catcher range rating. So we're going to look at Johnny Bench's range rating. He is a G, and so that is strike 3 swinging for Santo. And the Cubs are done in the third. Sorry, strike 3 looking on the framing ability of Johnny Bench. But the Cubs get a run on 2 hits and leave 1 after 3. We're even at 2. So Pappas gets a new lease on life. McGlothlin will lead off the Reds' 4th. He will be followed by Rose and Helms. And if anybody gets on, Bobby Tolan. The first pitch to McGlothlin. Swung on, and a line drive right at Santo, 1 down. 1 down in the top of the 4th. We got a 2-2 game. And Pete Rose, 2 for 2. 2s are wild in this ball game. Pappas kicks and deals to Pete, and there's a base hit to center. Drops in front of Pepitone, and Pete's got his 3rd hit in 4 innings. The Reds are not having, the Reds are not having success getting the big hit to drive in some of these base runners, however. Helms at the plate. The stretch from Pappas, and there goes Pete, and there goes the hit and run. Hit in the air to left. Rose slams on the brakes and heads back to first. Billy Williams makes the catch near the line, and there are 2 down. And here comes Tolan with Rose still at first. Pappas the stretch. The pitch to Bobby Tolan is ball 4. So there's 2 Reds on again with 2 outs. And Perez coming up, and Tony Perez is 2 for 2. All sorts of 2s all over this place today. At Wrigley in the sunshine. Pappas the stretch, the delivery to Tony Price. Struck him out on a bender. Third strikeout for Pappas gets him out of another situation where he strands base runners. 8 Reds stranded in 4 innings. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Your score, Reds 2, Cubs 2. It's Callison, Hickman, and Pepitone coming for Chicago in the bottom of the 4th. McGlothlin winds and deals. 54 chart. 18. And strike 3 looking. Bench frames another one. 1 down in the 4th. Now it's Hickman. Banks getting the day off today. Hickman moving from center to first. And Joe Pepitone playing center today. The pitch. Hey, struck out Hickman. Broccoli cauliflower medley. Gas. Pepitone 0 for 1. 2 outs, nobody aboard. McGlothlin winds and deals. And this is hit hard by Pepitone to center and deep. Back goes Tolan, makes the catch at the fence. 1 more biscuit for breakfast, and Pepitone gives the Cubs the lead. But no, we go to the 5th. It's still 2-2. Pappas throwing an ungodly number of pitches in this game. With his C stuff, he has 32 batters to face before fatigue may become an issue. He's faced 22 in just 4 complete innings. Bench 0 for 2. The pitch. Ay, struck him out. Baked beans. Gas. 1 down in the 5th. Lee May. 2 for 2. The pitch. May swings. Hits it on the ground to Santo. Ron to his left, gloves it, plants, throws to Hickman, and there's 2 gone in the 5th. It's the first time Pappas has retired the first 2 batters in an inning. Maybe he's righting the ship a little bit. Carbo 1 for 2. The pitch to Bernie. This will got, this will be an error check. Excuse me, unless he strikes him out. 1-2, he does that. No strikeout. The error check will be for Don Kessinger, and Kessinger is an error 6. So let's see if Don handles this one. He gloves it. He fires to Hickman, who scoops it out of the dirt, making a nice play, and that will retire the Reds in inning number 5. We got a good game. We're halfway through this one, and we've decided nothing. It's 2-2. Reds 2, Cubs 2. Bottom of the 5th. Martin, Pappas, and Kessinger for the Cubs in the bottom of the 5th as they look to take the lead. 8-9-1 batters. McGlothlin's pitch to J.C. Martin. Hit in the air to left. Under it is Bernie Carbo, and he's got it for out number 1. Here's Pappas. McGlothlin kicks and deals. Pappas swings, hits it in the air to right. Pete Rose by the line will make the catch, and there's 2 gone. Now it's Kessinger. 0 for 2 for Don. The pitch to him. Ground ball. Dave Concepcion is up with it and fires to Lee May for out number 3. So we've played 5 complete. And your score, Reds 2, Cubs 2. The Reds in the 6th have Concepcion, McGlothlin, and Rose coming up. 8-9-1 batters for Sparky. Davey is 0 for 2. The pitch to him. Does he hit him? It's inside. He hit him. Concepcion trots down to first. McGlothlin comes to the plate. Pappas the stretch, checks Concepcion, the pitch to McGlothlin. He squares to bunt, and he gets it down at Ron Santo, who fires to Beckert at first for the putout as Concepcion moves to second. Leading run is in scoring position now for Rose. Decker is throwing again in the Cubs bullpen. Pappas in trouble. Rose is 3 for 3. We're in the top of the 6th, and the score is tied at 2. The pitch, base hit Rose. This is going to be trouble. Base hit to left. Concepcion is going to score on the hit to left. Billy Williams' throw comes into second base. Rose is 4 for 4. And the Reds lead 3-2. Tommy Helms coming up. Bobby Tolan on deck. 1 out, Rose at first. Pappas the stretch. And the delivery, we have a ballpark check. Here's our ballpark. Helms is a right-handed batter. That's a 7. Hit in the air to first base side. Drifting out of play. And somebody from Naperville makes a nice play on that one. Helms back in there now. Pappas the stretch. The pitch to Tommy. Ground ball. Ron Santo gloves it. Fires to Beckert for 1. And the relay to Hickman is in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing, around the horn, 5-4-3 double play. Turned by the Cubs to get Pappas out of further damage. But the Reds score a run on a hit. And now lead 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Beckert, Williams, and Santo coming up for the Cubs as they try and battle back. Beckert's 2 for 2. He has scored both Cubs runs in this game. The pitch to him. Ground ball, Lee May. He's going to take it to the bag himself, and there's 1 down. Billy Williams is 1 for 2. McGlothlin winds and deals. Base hit for Williams. This is going to be trouble. Going to be a gapper in left center. Tolan cuts it off, but deep. He whirls and throws toward the infield, but Williams has his second double of the day, and Ron Santo will have a chance to tie this game. Or, if he goes deep, give the Cubs the lead. It's Williams at second with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. 3-2 Reds. McGlothlin the stretch. Yeah, I think Sparky's going to start some action here. I think it's time to get the old Big Red Machine bullpen cooking. And that's Clay Carroll, the right-hander, Hawk. And Santo against McGlothlin. Ronnie is 1 for 2, the pitch. Hit in the air to left. Bernie Carbo into left center a few steps. He's going to make the catch for out number 2. Williams will hold. Callison comes to the plate. 2 outs. McGlothlin the stretch. The pitch to Callison. Comebacker, gloved by McGlothlin. He takes a couple steps toward Lee May and flips him the ball for out number 3. So the double amounts to nothing. We go to the 7th. Reds 3, Cubs 2. Pappas coming back out, but Decker is ready in the bullpen for Chicago. It's Tolan, Perez, and Bench in the Reds 7th coming for Sparky. Bobby is 0 for 2. The pitch there, he's not 0 for 2 anymore. Base hit to left. For Pappas, that is the 12th hit allowed in 6+ innings. Perez comes to the plate now. Looking for a double play. The Cubs infield. Pappas the stretch. The delivery to Tony is gonna be a base hit for Perez to left field. Stopping at second is Tolan. And here comes Leo. That's gonna do it for Pappas. And I think we're gonna see a double switch. So it's gonna be Decker. Callison is being waved toward the dugout. So Decker is going to bat fifth. And let's see how they want to do this. Hickman is going to go out to right field. And Ernie Banks will come play first base. He will bat ninth. So Callison and Decker are done. I'm sorry, Callison and Pappas are done. And Decker and Banks are coming on. All right. Give you Pappas numbers on the day. 6+ innings. 12 hits allowed. He walked 1. He struck out 4. He hit a batter. He allowed 3 runs. They're all earned. And there's 2 more on base that are his responsibility. Tolan at second. Perez at first. There's nobody out. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Joe Decker, 24 games, 17 of them starts. Good for 109 innings. He was 2-7 on the 1970 season. Now, more action is going to start for Leo behind Joe Decker in the bullpen for the Cubs, and it's going to be Ab and Ag, as Jack Brickhouse used to refer to them. Lefty-righty double-barreled action, Hank Aguirre and Ted Abernathy. Ted Abernathy is about to be dealt to the Cardinals, so that's a fun fact. And here's Bench coming to the plate. Cub infield playing for 2. Let's see what kind of stuff Joe Decker has today. He has A stuff, which is good news for Cub fans. Alrighty, so I think we're up to date. Decker the stretch, the delivery to Bench. Going to be an error check unless he strikes out Bench. 1-4. No. The error check will be on for Santo. Santo's error number is a 9. Could be a 1-base error. It is not a 1-base error. It's a 19. Now the 19 is more good news for Cub fans because where's my sheet? Where is my sheet? Here it is. Yes, it's an odd roll. So, Santo makes the play. He's going to fire to Beckert for 1, and then Beckert's going to relay to Ernie Banks for a rally-killing, soul-crushing, around-the-horn 5-4-3 double play. They turn it on Bench just like they wanted to. Tolan goes to third with 2 outs, and now Lee May will come to the plate. Lee is 2 for 3. Decker the stretch, the pitch to May, and that's gonna be a line drive caught by a retreating Glenn Beckert, and that will retire the side. Wow, Decker gets him out of that mess, and we go to the bottom of the 7th. It's time to stretch him out at Wrigley with your score. Reds 3, Cubs 2. The Reds have stranded 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 batters in 7 innings of offensive work. Bottom of the 7th coming, 3-2 Reds. Clay Carroll stays loose in the Reds bullpen. McGlothlin has faced 23 batters, and he can do 29 before fatigue may become an issue. Hickman, Pepitone, and Martin come up for the Cubs in the bottom of the seventh, 6, 7, 8 batters. And if anybody gets on, it'll be Ernie Banks. Here's McGlothlin's first pitch to Jim Hickman. Jim's 0 for 1 today. The pitch, and we have a ballpark check. Hickman is a right-handed batter. And it's hit in the air. Right side. Drifting toward the stands. Lee May over by the stands. And it's out of play. Somebody from Hinsdale made a nice play on that one. And Jim Hickman comes back into the batter's box. McGlothlin kicks and deals to Hickman. 54 chart. Where are you? And that's going to be a base hit to center. Bobby Tolan charging hard. Is he going to make a clean play on it? He's an error 7. He does not make a clean play on it. And he fumbles it. Gets away about 10 feet. Hickman around first, heading to second. And he will be there with a head-first slide. And in scoring position with nobody out for Joe Pepitone. That is the potential tying run. Now, does Leo have Pepitone bunt Hickman to third or swing away? Pepe is 0 for 2. McGlothlin the stretch, the pitch to Pepe. He's not bunting. He is not bunting. Hit in the air to center. Tolan is under it. Hickman is tagging. Tolan makes the catch in right center. Here comes Hickman to third. He will make it sliding, and Pepitone does indeed advance the runner. Now, with one out, it's J.C. Martin, or is it? Reds are going to move their infield in at the corners. All right, McGlothlin the stretch. The pitch to JC. He's not bunting. Martin hits it on the ground to Tommy Helms. Helms makes the play, cuts it off from going up the middle, plants and throws to Lee May, and because the infield was only in at the corners, Hickman is going to score, and we have a game that is tied at 3. Here's Ernie Banks. Nobody on. McGlothlin kicks and deals to Banks. Comebacker, gloved by Jim McGlothlin. He turns and throws to Lee May, and that's going to retire the Cubs in the 7th. But they get the tying run. It's not earned, but it does count. We go to the 8th. Reds 3, Cubs 3. Good game. Yikes. All right, so Decker coming back out. He will face Carbo Concepcion and maybe Jim McGlothlin or maybe a pinch hitter. All right. Carbo 1 for 3 with a bomb in the second. 3-3 game. Decker winds and deals. Hey, struck out Carbo. Pork and beans. Gas. 1 down in the 8th. Concepcion 0 for 2. The pitch from Decker. Base hit for Concepcion to left field. Drops in front of Billy Williams. He throws it back in. And we are going to see a pinch hitter for McGlothlin. That's going to do it for him in today's ball game. So, the pinch hitter with 1 out is going to be Angel Bravo. A lefty off the bench, 65 games, 65 at-bats for Angel Bravo in 1970. Good for a .277 average. He was a left-handed pinch hitter. Concepcion is at first. He's going to try and get the jump, but I don't think he's going to get it because Decker has a strong arm, so he's good at holding runners on. But let's see. Let's see if he holds him. Right-handed batter. So 1-3, he does not get the jump. He does get the jump. J.C. Martin's throwing arm is average, so no change. Bravo takes the first pitch. Martin fires down to Don Kessinger, and Concepcion slides under the tag. A stolen base for Davey, who's still in the Navy and probably will be for life. Here's Bravo now with an 0-1 count and the go-ahead run in scoring position. Decker the stretch. The delivery to Bravo is ball 4. He walked him. Ab and Ag increase their activities in the Cubs bullpen. 2 on now with 1 out for Rose. He is 4 for 4 with an RBI in the day. Cubs infield moves to double play depth. It's a 3-3 game with 1 out in the top of the 8th. Decker the stretch, the delivery to Rose. Ground ball, Santo. Santo's going to go to Beckert for 1. The relay to Banks is not in time. Rose beats the rap at first. So Bravo is retired 5-4 on the fielder's choice. Concepcion goes to third, and Rose is now at first. So there's Reds at the corners with 2 outs for Tommy Helms. Decker struggling to get out of this inning. Tolan would be next. Helms 1 for 4. The pitch to Tommy Helms. Hit in the air to center. Not deep. Pepitone makes the catch for out number 3. The Reds leave 2 more runners on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Reds 3, Cubs 3. The new Reds pitcher will be Clay Carroll. And I'm going to give you the info on Jim McGlothlin's day as well, because that's the kind of guy I am. 7 innings for McGlothlin. He allowed 2, 4, 6 hits. He walked 1. He struck out 5. He allowed 3 runs, 2 of them earned. He cannot win this game. He cannot lose it. Clay Carroll, sort of their short man in 1970, but Wayne Granger really had the lead role until Sparky blew out his arm late in the year. 65 games for Carroll, 104 innings, 9-4 record with 16 saves. He will have the top of the Cubs order to contend with in inning number 8. Kessinger, Beckert, and Williams as the Cubs try and win this one late. Wayne Granger is starting to throw in the bullpen for Cincinnati, or if you're Sparky, Cincinnati, or if you're Milo Hamilton, about half the time, Cincinnati. My God, the train is going right through my apartment. Cover! Alright. Gotta get those pesky kids off the train tracks, you know what I mean? Good Lord. I think it's taking a dirt road today. Alright, Kessinger will lead off. It's 3-3. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Clay Carroll. Let's see what kind of stuff he's got. He has C stuff. That's good news for Cub fans everywhere. Kessinger leads off. The pitch from Carroll. Hey, struck him out on a bender. That is out number 1 in the bottom of the 8th. Beckert is 2 for 3. Carroll kicks and deals. Base hit for Glenn Beckert. That's his 3rd hit of the day. He is the potential go-ahead run, and here comes Billy Williams. Joining Granger in the bullpen will be Don Gullett, who was used in relief most of the time in 1970. Billy Williams up there now, 2 for 3. Beckert at first, Carroll the stretch, the pitch to Billy is a base hit for Carroll, or for Williams. Base hit to center field. Beckert is going to go to third. Tolan's throw comes into second base to keep the double play in order. There's Cubs at the corners with 1 out, and the train is still bearing down on me. Santo 1 for 3. In the on-deck circle for the Cubs is pinch hitter deluxe Willie Smith to bat for Decker. In the bullpen, it's Regan for the Cubs starting to throw. Ab and Ag have taken a seat. Reds are going to play the infield in. Carroll the stretch, the delivery to Santo. Base hit for Ron. The Cubs are going to lead. This goes to left field. Drops in front of Carbo. Scoring is Beckert. Stopping at second is Williams. And there's a 4-3 Cubs lead in the bottom of the 8th. Williams at second, Santo at first, 1 man out. And here comes Willie Smith to bat for Decker. All right. Reds infield at double play depth. Hickman on deck. Carroll the stretch, the delivery. Ground ball, Perez. Tony fumbles it, but fires to Lee May to get the only out he can at first base, and there's 2 away now for the Cubs in the bottom of the 8th, as Williams is now at third. Santo resides at second base, and Hickman comes to the plate. Yeah, Sparky is holding up 4 fingers, and they're going to walk Hickman intentionally to load the bases. Once they do that, Sparky's coming out of the dugout. He wants Gullett to come on and face Pepitone for a lefty-lefty matchup. So Clay Carroll's day is done after 2/3 of an inning. He allows 3 hits and 1 run. Carroll is on the hook for the loss unless the Reds can rally in the bottom or in the top of the 9th. Don Gullett is on. He pitched in 44 games, only 2 starts in 1970. Good for 78 innings. He was 5-2 with 6 saves and an extremely hard thrower. Pepitone is 0 for 3. Leo is not going to pinch hit for him, so the bases are loaded with Williams at third, Santo at second, and Hickman at first. 2 outs. Gullett the stretch, and the pitch to Pepe. Oh, let's see what kind of stuff Gullett has. He has B stuff, and there's a base hit for Pepitone. Joe Pepitone with a clutch hit to right field. 5-3 Cubs, and Santo is going to be waived. Pete Rose's throwing arm is a 2 from right field. Santo's being waved around third. The throw coming all the way home. They don't get him. Santos scores. It's a 2-run single for Pepitone. Hickman goes all the way to third base. It's 6-3 Cubs in the bottom of the 8th. J.C. Martin comes to the plate. That strategy did not work for Sparky. And here's the pitch to J.C. It's another lefty-lefty matchup. Hey, struck him out on the broccoli cauliflower medley. Yes. But the Cubs in the bottom of the 8th get 3 on 4 hits and leave 2 and take a 6-3 lead over the Reds. So, changes now for the Cubs coming. Decker is done, but he's in line for the win, actually. He went 2 innings. Allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, and no runs. It's going to be the meat of the Reds' order coming up, which is not good news for Phil Regan, but he is on now, and Regan is looking for... Well, he's looking for many things, but looking for his 3rd save of the season. So it's Tolan, 1 for 3, leading off. Regan in 1970. By the way, Regan is going to bat in the number 5 spot where Decker was. 54 games, 76 innings, 5-9 record with 12 saves. He was 33 years old, and by 1970, he was an extremely elderly 33 years old. 6-3 Cubs, top of the 9th as they're looking to hang on. Leo DeRocher is taking a moment now to break out the vaping materials in the Chicago Cubs dugout. Tolan leads off. He's 1 for 3. Then it'll be Perez and bench. The pitch to the Red center fielder from Phil Regan. Oh, let's see what kind of stuff Phil has. That's not good. And that's going to be a base hit for Bobby Tolan. Regan has C stuff. Ab and Ag get throwing again in the Cubs bullpen because Leo can't take much more of this. And frankly, neither can I. Here we go. Ab and Ag throwing. Perez comes to the plate now with the Cub infield playing for 2. He's 3 for 4. The pitch to Perez. Base hit for Tony Perez. That will go to left field. Billy Williams does not have a weak arm. Nope, it's average. So stopping at second will be Tolan. There's 2 on now with nobody out for bench. He's the tying run. May is on deck. Infield playing for 2. The pitch. Bench swings, hits it on the ground to Beckert. Beckert goes to Don Kessinger for 1. The relay to first is late. Bench beats the wrap because Kessinger's got a weak arm. So Perez is retired 4-6 on the fielder's choice. Tolan gets to third. Bench is safe at first. There's now 1 out. Here's May. He's also the tying run. He had 34 bombs on the season. DeRocher pacing in the dugout, but also coughing heavily from all the vaping. May 2 for 4, the pitch. Base hit for May. 6-4. Bench around second. He is going to take third. 6-4 Cubs, tying runs on base. Bench at third, May at first, and that's going to do it for Regan. Leo can't watch any more of this. Carbo is coming up, and a Gary is getting the call. It's going to be a lefty-lefty matchup in theory. As a Gary comes on to face the left-handed Carbo, but Sparky's not letting Carbo go to the batter's box yet. Carbo's 1 for 4. A Gary. So Regan's done after a third of an inning, allows 3 hits, and so far 1 run. A Gary pitched 17 games, 14 innings, 3-0 with a save. And we're gonna see see what Sparky's got on the bench here against lefties. He's got McRae. Yeah, he's going to go to McRae here. McRae will bat for Carbo. Concepcion is in the on-deck circle. Jimmy Stewart, and I'm going to spare you the very bad grapes of wrath imitations that I can do for Jimmy Stewart. Well, maybe I won't spare you. We'll see how it goes. Depends upon if the Reds score. If the Reds score, yikes, all bets are off. Gary is 39 years old, facing the righty Hal McRae, who's 24. Bench at third, May at first. Cub infield still playing for the deuce. Gary the stretch, the pitch to May to McRae. This could be. Let's see what kind of stuff Gary has. He has A stuff, which is good news for Cub fans everywhere. He may strike out McRae here. 1-4 he does. No, he doesn't. All right, so we have an error check on the 51. It's a comebacker to a Gary. Gary's error number is a 20. So he launches this baby down the left field line, and it's going to be a merry-go-round for the Reds. Scoring is Bench at 6-5. Going to third is Lee May. And making his way to second is Hal McRae. Here's Concepcion. And here comes Leo DeRocher one more time because he can't watch. As the Cub bullpen is imploding one more time. Jim Colborn frantically starts to throw. Ted Abernathy is going to get the call for the Cubs here in the top of the ninth. Third pitcher in the ninth for Chicago, Concepcion at the plate. On deck is Jimmy Stewart. And are we going to pinch hit for Concepcion here? No, I don't think so. So they're going to let Concepcion bat. 1 for 3 for Davey. May at third, McRae at second. 1 man out. The Cub infield is playing in. See what kind of stuff Abernathy has. And it's C stuff. Colborn is being joined by Roberto Rodriguez. Or if you're Les Nessman, Roberto Rodriguez. All right, so here we go. The infield is in, and Ted Abernathy doesn't have squat. Concepcion, and at the plate. The pitch. Base hit. Base hit Concepcion. How many Reds are going to score? Tie game at 6. May trots home. Are they going to wave McRae? They are going to wave Hal McRae. Center field, that's Pepitone charging hard. McRae is being waved. A 1 will get him. Pepitone's throw home to J.C. Martin is late, and it's a 4-run ninth. The Reds lead 7-6. Concepcion goes to second on the throw, and here comes Stewart to bat. For Don Gullett. Wayne Granger is throwing in the Reds bullpen. And Jimmy Stewart, one of their big pinch hitters. Another guy, 101 games, 105 at-bats in 1970. That's going to do it for Abernathy. Here comes Leo. He wants Colborn in the never-ending struggle to try and get somebody out. Abernathy's done after facing a batter who drives home 2. It's 7-6 Reds, top of the ninth. Stewart is at the plate. Colborn, 34 games, 5 starts, 73 innings, a 3-1 record with 4 saves. Stewart, a .267 hitter. Concepcion is at second. There's only 1 out. Colborn the stretch. Let's see what kind of stuff Jim has. B stuff. Fourth pitcher, 1, 2, 3. Fourth pitcher on the inning for Leo. The pitch. And it's hit in the air to left. Billy Williams is there. Tagging is Concepcion. Williams makes the catch on the track. Concepcion advances to third, and now it'll be Rose with 2 outs and an insurance run 90 feet away for Cincinnati. Rose has 4 hits on the day. The pitch from Colborn to Rose. Base hit. That's going to drive home the insurance run. 5th hit for Rose. 8-6 Reds. It's been a 5-run 9th inning for the Reds against that group of arsonists in the Cubs bullpen. Yikes. 9th batter to bat. Helms at the plate. The pitch, 54 chart. Because why not? Let's throw in a wild pitch. 1-9. No. All right. Next delivery to Helms. Helms hits it in the air to center. Coming in is Pepitone, and he makes the catch to a chorus of boos coming from the Wrigley Field faithful. That's a 5-run 9th for Sparky. On 2, 4, 5 hits, they leave 1. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's Reds 8, Cubs 6. Wayne Granger, A hard-throwing short relief man for Sparky in 1970 is going to take over on the hill. All right, so it's going to be Banks, Kessinger, and Beckert. Gullett went a third of an inning, allowed a hit and a strikeout. Granger, 67 games, 85 innings, 6-5 record with 35 saves on the 1970 season. See what kind of stuff Wayne has. He has A stuff, because of course he does, and he's ready for Banks. Alrighty, so Banks will lead off. Granger kicks and deals to Ernie Banks. Hit in the air to center. Bobby Tolan back a few feet and makes the catch for out number 1. It's 8-6, Reds. 1 gone, bottom of the 9th. Kessinger 0 for 4. The pitch to him. Could be hit by a pitch. He's just jammed him. Ground ball, Concepcion. Davies got it and fires to Lee May for 2 down, and it's the last chance saloon. Glenn Beckert, who would have been the hero of the game, but no. 3 for 4 for Glenn. Let's see if he keeps it going for Williams. Granger kicks and deals. Ground ball, Tony Perez. He's got it and fires to Lee May, and the Cubs have gagged up another one late. Let's give you the totals for the victorious and visiting Cincinnati Reds. 8 runs, 18 base hits. They left a bunch on base. They committed 1 error that was at the time a very bad error by Bobby Tolan, and the Cubs scored 6 runs on 10 hits, and they committed Gary's error was really a killer. They committed just the 1 error. The losing pitcher is the aforementioned Hank Gary. The winning pitcher is Don Gullett. The save goes to Wayne Granger. The Cubs drop to 12-11. And the opposing pitchers in our next game, which will be May 8th, 1970, the opposing pitchers will be lefty Jim Merritt for the Cincinnati Reds against lefty Ken Holtzman for the Chicago Cubs. And we'll see if the Cubs can find some answers in the bullpen. Thank you for being with me. Hope you have a great day. So long, everybody. Don't forget to check out channel membership in the description for this video. Good stuff available for channel members.